Hey guys, what's up? FootyFC, and today we're going to be talking what stars really mean. And a lot of people really don't understand what they actually mean, and that's okay, because for the longest time I didn't. So, honest, don't you worry, because it's an interesting one, and I love the dynamic of it. It is a beautiful dynamic. And actually, looking into it, I prefer this way to, stars just telling you what the player is. So if you click on any player, I'll click on my youngster here. You'll have a coach summary. Now this is important. So by my coach here, Peter, he believes, and this is his opinion, okay, same with any of these, this is his opinion, that he's a 2-star player. Now, what a 2-star player is, according to this, is currently operating at a Sky Bet level, championship level, which makes sense because that's where I got him from. But he has the potential to be one of the best players, at least as good as Naby Keita. And if we look at Naby Keita, for example, leading player for most Premier League sides. So what I'm saying is he's meant to be very good. However, this is not always the case. How I mean is, people can give different opinions. For example, Tom King here, in his opinion, is a 2.5-star player. No longer is he a Sky Bet Championship. He's currently operating at a Premiership level now, by a fitness coach, in his opinion. And same here, but what you'll start to notice, there's also judging ability and judging potential ability here. That affects a lot of things. So obviously this guy here, 18 judging, 19 judging potential. So he more or less knows what this guy is going to be. He's probably as close as you're going to get to an accurate description. Now unfortunately this isn't always the case for a lot of teams, because lower down the leagues you don't have staff with these sort of stats, but that's okay, because it is, what I'm trying to say to you is, it's like real life, okay? Let me please use someone like, say, Jack Wilshere, Theo Walcott, for an example. These players were tipped for big things. Now let's say, also for an example, a coach looks at them and says, right now they're not too great. They're not too great, Probably seeing them playing at a championship level, but not good enough for Arsenal. However, one day these guys have got the ability. And they've got the ability to become world stars. Okay, so what that is, that's the coach's opinion, which is very much what stars are. They're your coach's opinions. Now, like we saw with Theo Walcott and Jack Wilshere, by no means were they bad players. They have both been operating at Premiership level for a very long time. So hats off to them, they've become good players. But my guess is they've fallen short of expectation. Now, with Jude Bellingham here, you can get skins that I believe tell you the potential, but I think I've actually got one. Bear with me. Don't you know? General. Might be this one. I don't know if it is, or I don't know if I deleted it. I don't really like using the custom skins. Well, they offer more info, which is great. I don't really like using them. Changing skin. I believe some skins tell you more accurately what a player could become, because in Football Manager you have a potential ability and a current ability. You've probably heard of these numerous amount of times. And the current ability, that's always pretty straightforward. You can see how good the player is. Oh, there we go, brilliant. Is there... I swear there was something on here that... Report? Nope. Progress? Nope. Scouting? I swear this was the skin, but now I'm not too sure. I don't really want to get too off topic here. Give us 5 seconds. I could not for the life of me find it, so I'm changing it back. But anyhow, I'll explain what these things are instead. A current ability is the ability your player is at this very point, saying how good they are. This can range anywhere from 1 to 200. Now every single time you go on Football Manager, and this is usually for youngsters, it don't really affect the older ones too much, but for youngsters, a potential ability gets thrown up and down. For example, my Harvey Elliott on this save, he isn't very good, but I've had him at times where he is terrific, so it gives a dynamic on it. And Football Manager's pretty much saying that, you know, sometimes the players aren't, they're not making it simple just like, oh, these are all the wonder kids, they're always going to be brilliant. No, they're not. You know, my Harvey Elliott on this save, like I said, he's not really going to, so he's not in a one to watch, is he? Hang on, give us 1 second just to find him. Of course, it's going to make it difficult. I just want to go to the 18s. Here we are. In my coach's humble opinion, he's going to be alright, but really not going to be anything special. If I handed that down to someone else who's really not good at judging, I'll say, you can see he thinks he's going to be slightly better. But yeah. Anyhow, what is, like I said, is a lot of things involved, like in real life, where people are overhyped, where people are tipped for great things but never quite make it. Now, obviously, that means there are a few different types of categories. You could have youngsters that have the ability but simply just don't make it, which you can have in Football Manager. You've got youngsters that are thought to be the next best thing but never were going to be, which is what the star system could represent. And then you've got youngsters that are simply good enough and could become world stars but never got the opportunity, which is where you find a lot of the late bloomers and things like that. That's more or less through just not playing them. Otherwise, most of the time they can't reach their potential. But, like I said, what the stars mean is an opinion. The stars are an opinion. That is all they are, their opinion. Now for teams like Liverpool, it's usually a very good opinion. Okay? But right here, come on, these are all terrific players. Yeah, and I'd say that almost all the opinions are spot on with these players. Can I get a report from someone else? I'd love to get a report from someone else, just so I can kind of replace this column. Scouting. No. Squad. No. General. Oh, it's so hard to navigate these things. Ability? No. Wait. Opinion? No. Either way, because it's frustrating. If I was using a team with scouts, assistants and whatnot that are simply not as good, they're not going to have as good of an opinion because they've not had to deal with better players. So, I mean, if I've been a scout at, say, someone like Liverpool for 10 years, I'm going to know what a very good player looks like, more so than someone that is that is coaching a I don't know, League One side. Very simply because they've only dealt with players of a certain level, and I've dealt with ones much higher than that level, which means I would have more chance of scouting someone because I know more so what it looks like. And that's simply what this is. Like I said, it's an opinion. The better team you play for, the better opinion you'll get. Now, with my Harvey Elliott, like I said earlier, he's not going to be the best. He's not the best Harvey Elliott that you can get. But I have very good faith in my scouts and whatnot. I believe he'll at least reach that 3-star. And if he does, that means he's good enough for the bench. You know, that means he'll become just as good as, say, someone like I don't know why he's not on here, but I'm throwing my Harry Wilson. He's going to become about as good as Harry Wilson, which is good because already he's a decent player for most Premier League sides and is tipped to get even better. So that is what the star system is. It's an opinion of your scouts. The better scouts you have, the better opinions you're going to get. But I'm sure a lot of you guys kind of, if you've played with bigger sides and lower sides, you've kind of looked at how over the place stars can be. But just because it says a high star rating does not mean they are. For example, Andrew Robertson's tipped to be better than Gea. Now, I've played Liverpool save this year a few times, and I can tell you, most of the time, I pick Gea. That's not to mean that he's the better player, but that's just what I pick. Now, they're both similar star rate, and you can definitely see that. Robertson's more defensive, Gea's more attacking. Right? You can see they're very similar stars, just different positions. But Robertson's tipped to get a little better, so he should be the better player. But I'll say it again, stars are just an opinion. If I load up a team, let's say for example, I've got a Rangers save going on. Let me just look at Rangers quickly. I should have a few of these scouted already. Who's their best player? Okay, so from what I'm getting told by whoever scouted him, currently operating at a decent Premiership level, he has the potential to be a good. Okay, so all well and good. 2.5 star current ability, which would mean, judging by my scouts, of course, he's just as good as Minamino. So, what I'm going to do is, like I said, I have a Rangers one set up. I'm going to go into the Rangers one. I'm just going to see the difference in star ratings and how over the place they can be. Rangers, also a terrific team, but obviously not at the same level. So, obviously 4 star, but he's 4 stars because of the division we're in. I probably should have used actually I've got an Aston Villa one. Yeah, I'm going to go on Aston Villa. Oh, sorry about this. I'm jumping from safe to safe. Now, I need one the same division. So, Minamino, 2.5 star. What's he going to be like in comparison? And this is another thing. Your star rating is only in comparison to the rest of your squad. If I look at Minamino on this Aston Villa save, he's going to be better. I know it's a year into the future. Oh, look, we're playing Liverpool next. Brilliant. Minamino. Oh god, I'd have to scout him, won't I? Oh, I'll just quickly look at my players and we'll go back. So, Samatta, 3-star player, consistent performer, decent player for most Premier League sides, but this is from a good judge of character. You probably get someone a bit more like this. But the stars are usually a pretty good indicator. Like anyone in the job in real life, okay, they're gonna give you a good indicator because that's what they're paid to do. they're paid to train, they're paid to scout, or whatever their job is, but they're always paid to give you good indicators. Coaches that are training your players, they've got to give you indication of how good they're getting and what they're improving on. Scouts, they have to tell you how good they think these players are going to get or how good they currently are. But these are all just opinions. Sometimes it don't always work, but a lot of the time they give you very good guesses. And if you don't know a team very well, for example, I know Liverpool very well, so I don't need the help of stars. I know how this team plays. But if I was managing someone like, say, I don't know, someone in the Australian League, I wouldn't know where to start. I don't know who's good and who's not. I'd use the help of the stars, and they'd kind of give me a basic guidance. Obviously, over time of using them, I'd then develop my own opinions. But they give you a basic guide, and that's all it is. Just a nice little basic guide. Anyhow, I hope it. I know I've rambled on, but I hope it has been a lot of info for you to take in and hopefully come away with. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.